talking me.
So for the next bit of news, this one's about Last of Us 2 and a possible battle royale. So I guess there's been like another data mine. That's how all these things get freaking discovered or whatever. But in The Last of Us Part 2, somebody went into the data and they were able to find like a whole bunch of assets that pointed to like some type of a battle royale. I think the first Last of Us had some type of a multiplayer that was released, well after, like we said, a DLC.
Factions. Mhm.
Yeah, called Factions.
That was
that
original. People
played.
liked it a lot.
Yeah, and they are still apparently still playing it. A small group of people
Really
are
like
still
it.
playing it. So, so this person went in, found some extra stuff, and actually was able to pull up all of the assets so you could see them, see what they look like.
Yes,
and stuff like that.
some of the assets they found were like listening devices, little handheld TV. Maybe that's like maybe a little mini map. I don't know, like a handheld TV, maybe to watch people, maybe like surveillance. They had little collars for like dogs. What makes people think battle royale is because they found a map asset that was like all the maps put together for like one big map,
Okay.
and that's completely different than factions, because factions are like multiplayer maps, right? Like Call of Duty,
Yeah.
They have like the little multiplayer map. This is a big, massive map, and so people's like, oh, that sounds like battle royale to me. The assets didn't say battle royale though. That's what's interesting. And so what I find interesting about it, first of all, let me say this. I was expecting like a factions like they had on Last of Us 1. That's what I was expecting. So I had next to zero interest in this whole multiplayer project, right? When they first announced they're working on a multiplayer project, I had next to no interest in it. Did you have any interest in it at all?
Nah, I never played the first one, so.
Like, let's say they launched it, and even if it was free, I don't know if I'd play it.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't play Uncharted's multiplayer.
Yeah,
That one
I didn't
came
play
out,
that
so
either.
I'm more so interested in these games for their
I agree.
campaign,
And
their story.
I had no interest at all in the idea of playing a multiplayer on Last of Us. So for me, my Last of Us 2 days were behind me, you know? But with the launch of this leaked data mine stuff, it got me more excited, because I think even if it went Battle Royale, I think that's a really cool idea, because Battle Royale is about survival. It's about being the last one in the world, right?
Yeah.
You're fighting for survival. And I think Last of Us 2 encapsulates that idea like really, really well. And so for me, if that's the direction they were thinking, I think Last of Us 2 is a great environment. Like, imagine being in a post-apocalyptic massive world. You're like, when you go into the house and you're scavenging for things, that's what you would do. Like, that's exactly what you would do. And if you came across people, you would fight to take their resources. Like, it just all kind of thematically makes sense that The Last of Us 2 is a great environment.
Well, you would hope that you would band together.
You hopefully could. And in these games you can. In these battle royales you can. But it's almost like in a lot of these games, like DayZ, remember, or whatever, we played the zombie games.
Yeah.
It seemed like whenever you saw a human, man, it was like shoot first, ask questions
Days
later.
Gone is definitely-
Days Gone was like that. And I feel like this is like exactly what that would be. But what I'll say is this. I don't think it's battle royale.
Do you think it's an MMO?
I think it is like a GTA Online or Red Dead Online.
Okay, so you've got the whole
Interconnected map.
Like every map, it's all linked together because that's
One
how
big
it's played.
world.
Except it all have access, and you're just trying to survive in the world. You have PvE, but you also have PvP possibilities.
And in GTA, PvP was not a primary focus. It existed, but you were kind of doing your own thing. I think this is going to be much more like Rockstar, and you're going to have like your own character, and I think you're going to customize it, and I think you're going to have things to do in the world, and you're going to have like a base to collect. That's what I think. And that super excites me, because I'll play that. I will play that because I am thirsty for more Last of Us 2. Like, I love that game so much. I'm not going to like go back and replay it over and over again, but to play in that like heavily detailed world gets me excited to think about, wow, this could be like its own game, a separate actual game. This may be bigger than we ever thought. Because like I said, I originally thought I was thinking factions, but this might be bigger than that. And another thing too, Naughty Dog released a job listing a few months back. If you remember, I think we might have reported on it, where they were hiring for a multiplayer game that is built, and this is the job posting, for longevity. And that's what GTA Online is.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm thinking it is, man. Like, what do you think? Would that excite you? Would that get you to want to play it? Because I know you wouldn't want to play factions, but what about something like this?
I mean, I definitely wouldn't want to play a battle royale for sure.
Yeah.
I'm not on that page. But if this was in the Last of Us, universe, and you're sitting there basically surviving, you can link up with people, you know what I mean? You can get on the chat or whatever, the group chat, and then, hey, come meet me over here at this building or this library or whatever,
Let's scavenge this
squad
place,
up,
yep.
like, you can get parties, that you can form up, and then you guys can sit there and then, like, correlate with each other to, like, take down some of these walkers, or I forgot what the name of them is.
The clickers?
The clickers and stuff like that, the infected. And then just, like hunt for different items and different things like that. That would be pretty cool. That might be something that I'd actually be interested in, because I'm looking for like a good multiplayer game. You know what I mean? And Black Desert Online is cool. But
or what about like a Ark survival, or like Rust? These games where like you're dropped into a survival world and you just gotta like collect. So you collect resources and you build.
Yeah.
They could even go that direction too. I don't think this is Battle Royale. I think it's something bigger and grander.
Yeah,
like
I would
a
just
unique
be interested as to
standalone game.
how they're working with like your deaths. You know what I mean? Like,
is it
how
like
you're
full?
coming
Is like
back.
permadeath or
Is it-
something?
Yeah,
Yeah.
is it permadeath? Because I mean, adding a permadeath aspect to it might be kind of interesting. You know what I mean? If the map was so vast that it's not just like every 5 minutes you're coming across a person. You know what I mean? If it's like, vast enough that you're coming across clickers and things like that, but there's moments where, you guys are just, running or walking through a city, and, and you don't come across somebody everywhere. Or,
Right.
Not everybody is aggressive. Maybe there's like a community that you can start, in certain areas or something
I'm
like that.
so excited for that
it'd be
idea,
different
dude.
To
That
like
excites me.
encounter something like that. I mean, it would kind of suck if there's nonstop aggression from everybody that's in the
Right.
game,
I don't
and-
want that.
And your character, once it dies, it's just dead.
Right.
and
But I
it's
think
like,
if the
damn.
world is big enough and you limit it like GTA to like 15 to 20 dudes.
People on the servers, yeah.
Right. And it's not like hundreds of people.
Right.
So you're not running into someone all the time. And then when you do run into someone, it's kind of novel. So you won't really like feel like attacking them right off the bat. I think like it will feel like GTA 5, where like you saw people all the time, but it didn't always end in death. You kind of
Right.
just maybe ignored them because you're doing something else. Like you have something else you're trying to do. Where like in a battle royale, that's all there is to do is kill other guys. Like that's the whole point, is to find someone to kill.
Right.
And I don't think they'll go this route because, dude, I can honestly envision them launching a full AAA $60 price tag on something like a Rust or something like a survival Ark. Right,
Give you missions
a
and
very
stuff like that.
give you missions. That's what I mean. I'm like NPCs in the world.
Yeah.
Like what we wanted Fallout 76 to be. Like I'm thinking that direction. And I think we never even envisioned this. And I think it turned into this over time, which is why it's been so delayed. Because I kept thinking to myself, what's taking them so long to launch a factions multiplayer mode?
I wasn't even thinking about it. But
You know what I'm
You
saying?
had that in your mind that you wanted one.
Whenever,
or
well,
at
because
least you were looking for one.
I wasn't looking forward to it, but I was just wondering why it's taking so long. It didn't add up to me. Because they released, it was like that with Last of Us 2. It was a little delayed, but it was very close. It was like a few months after Last of Us 1.
Yeah.
It wasn't years later. It's been years,
Right.
dude. Years since Last of Us 2 came out. And they still haven't launched the multiplayer mode. That communicates to me this is something bigger and grander than what we ever thought it was.
Yeah, I mean that'd be definitely really interesting, if like maybe how they do it is like there's like camps that you could join and be a part of, and then you can go out to scavenge, for gear and things like that, and those are the missions and stuff, you need
Like a Days Gone.
infirmary stuff or whatever, yeah, and you're going out, but you come back to the camp and you get more missions, and you have friends that become part of that camp, so that you guys click together and go out and and search for stuff, maybe there's like, you know, crazier, like harder missions of things to go to that you need to keep
Yeah,
up
you
with
go
or
kill those
something.
big blobs or whatever for like even greater rewards, like a raid kind of thing or
Yeah,
a
yeah.
dungeon.
You know, and
Yeah,
sometimes you could possibly like meet somebody out there and
I
like
think there's a
recruit
lot
them
of
to a
room here,
faction or
dude.
something. I don't know.
Talking about longevity, like this feels like what you can play a game as a service. They can add raids in, dungeons in, just kind of build off this for many years to come.
Yeah.
And you get that Naughty Dog polish. Like this is going to be so much more polished, right, than any of these other not battle royale, but you know these like Rust or Arc games will ever offer you.
Yeah,
You're getting
I
that
could
Naughty Dog
definitely see
quality.
it. I couldn't see a large scale, but I could definitely see if you were to have like at least a server with like maybe 30 people or
Mm-hmm.
something like that in it, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and at a time or whatever. So that way it's just not so congested. You know what I mean?
As
So
long
it
as it's
still
not
gives you that
congested,
feel
right? That you're in a
of
world
it
of people,
being a
multiplayer,
scarce, you know, that
right?
humans
Or
are
scarce.
the minority,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean, in general. So
Yeah, you have to have a small population. You can't have like 100 people on the map.
right.
But you just have multiple servers. Just like 76, right? When you
Mhm.
join the game, you're entered into a new server, and I invite you to my world or I come to your world.
Right.
And it just puts my camp into your world.
Mhm.
And we go and we explore, dude. And we collect and we just have a good time killing zombies and getting new items for our base.
Yeah.
Like, that sounds dope to me.
Yeah, so, I mean, it'd be interesting to see if we ever hear anything come from any of this information.
Hopefully
that's been
eventually,
popped up.
man.
I mean, it could be just some shit that they cut out of the game and didn't add. You know.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, like, isn't that weird that they left some of these assets in the game? Wouldn't you, like, just want to have this not in there? Why even leave that in there? Something happened. Either they were going to do something
A
simplistic
DLC or something.
and then it changed somewhere along the lines, you
Yeah.
know? So just interesting to me. Interesting
For
story.
sure. So I mean, I guess we'll look for possibly hearing some more
Mm-hmm.
about that in the future. Hopefully we do. To see at least what was going on. Maybe hopefully there is something grand that they're
hoping.
coming out with. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see. We'll follow the story
Yeah.
closely.
But I mean, when I keep hearing about remakes and stuff like that, I don't think this is anywhere in their books. But
Your enthusiasm
we could be
wanes.
surprised.
Yeah.
Yeah. So on.
I love you, me.